want you all to know that I take absolutely no pleasure in shitting all over something. But a lot of people really like it when I do, so I guess we're talking about Velma. My name's Andrew Dunn, I'm a licensing expert, I have my master's degree in acting, and today I guess we're talking about Velma. Okay. Alright. Okay. If you haven't heard the news, the consensus is that it's bad. It's not good. People don't like it. I just watched the first 2 episodes. I agree. Not very good. It kind of feels like it's trying to be Family Guy, but it's not Family Guy. It's Scooby-Doo. What is this? What is happening? What did I just watch? A lot of people have been claiming that the reason it's bad is because it is, quote, woke. But putting a couple of lesbians into your show doesn't make it bad. But additionally, the lead producer on the series, who also provides the voice for the main character, has said publicly that she believes that today's woke culture would cancel her most lucrative producing gig so far, The Office. So I don't think that's what's happening. Just my 2 cents. So yeah, here's some things that I think they're doing wrong. Just sort of structurally, narratively. I don't think it has to do with woke culture. I think it's this other shit that's going on. For one, the first 5 minutes of your first episode is full of naked children. Just don't do that. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. I don't care if it's a cartoon. Don't do it. Don't put naked kids in your thing. What are you doing? They try to cover it by hanging a lantern on it, which... that's a phrase we're going to use a lot in this video. Hanging a lantern on something is sort of another way of saying if you can't fix it, feature it. Where like, if you're going to do this awful thing... say that you're doing it and recognize that it's awful. And that's, I guess, self-referential humor that people think is edgy or cool or something. So in this communal shower with a bunch of underage girls, I feel gross talking about it. Somebody brings up, isn't it weird that in the pilots of TV shows, a bunch of people get naked and have sex all the time? And so that's what we see in this, a lot. Just don't do it, man. I don't know, set it in college or just don't do that. It's not important to the story. It's not important to the character development. It's weird. It's off-putting. Just don't do it. Don't ever do it. Can't believe I have to make a rule book and the first rule is don't show naked children. Here's another thing. The script feels like they wrote draft 1 and said, yeah, that'll do it. It feels like there are a lot of times where they're like, joke here, put a joke here. And then the actors are just kind of like, I don't know, is this okay? And they're like, yeah, we'll make it better later. But they didn't. They never did that. I don't know whose fault it is. I don't know if it's the writers. I don't know if they were kind of hoping that the actors would improvise a little better or what, because that is a way of doing some things. A lot of times you can pass the ball to the actors. Famously, in Into the Spider-Verse, I believe John Mulaney has said that most of his lines were improvised on the spot. In fact, he was recording a lot of things they couldn't use because he didn't realize it was for children. So he was just cursing and saying all sorts of horrible, raunchy things. But the point is, some actors, you can pass your thing to. If you don't feel comfortable writing a joke on the day, you can give it to them and they'll just do it for you. It's not happening here. Here's the next thing. Everyone sucks. I hate everyone in this. I hate all the characters. They're all terrible people. None of them have any redeeming qualities. They're not charming. They're not funny. They're not fun. Like, within the world. Like, I actually did laugh at a couple jokes. They're few and far between, but there are some funny moments, but they're not funny to the people in the universe, like in this world, right? So I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. We don't really have a relatable character. We don't have someone whose eyes we see this world through. It's kind of Velma, but she doesn't really like anyone either. So what are you doing? Why are you hanging out with these people? And additionally, I don't want people I don't like to succeed. I mean... in real life, I'm kind of indifferent. But like, if I dislike these people, I don't want them to progress in this story. I'm not interested in them. In fact, that's how I'll word it. It's not that I don't want them to succeed. It's that I just don't want to watch them. Why would I want to give my attention to people I just do not like? Oh, the pacing is way off. I don't know if it's the editor doing it or a director or... you know, the showrunner or something like that, animators, but the pacing is all over the place. Some stuff is really drawn out and way too slow. And other stuff is really, really fast. There are moments where characters are talking over each other in dialogue, and they're responding to things that are imperative on them hearing the last word in the sentence. But they've already got their response ready before they even say it. They're starting before the sentence is over. Additionally, I get the feeling that there are a lot of times somebody said, oh, this is going to get a long laugh. So we need to pause here. We need to just hang on this last frame for like 3 seconds. But what you end up getting is 3 seconds of silence. And it's awkward, and it's weird, and it totally throws a wrench into the pacing. There's too much fucking shit happening all at once. There's too much shit happening on the screen. All at the same time. It's all happening at the same time. You're trying to focus on a mystery, solve a crime, figure out who did it, and at the same time someone's leg is getting cut off by accident because someone's throwing like a paper cutter. Is that what those are called? Are those paper cutters? Regardless, it just feels like they recorded all of the dialogue and somebody went, oh god, none of this is funny. hey, can we put some funny shit in the middle of this? Can we animate some funny stuff to sort of make up for the fact that the things they're saying aren't funny or interesting? And the animators were like, I'll give it a shot. How much do you want? And they were just like, fill it. Just put as much as you can. Distract from what's being said. Because that's what's going on. Like, I get that this is supposed to be sort of a shallow, aloof series that doesn't take itself seriously. But you have to at least want the people to listen to what's being said, don't you? I feel like that's the main problem I have with this whole thing, is it feels like no care was put into this. No attention, no detail, no time, no effort. It just feels like they wrote it all at once and then just turned it in on the day and they were like, well, we'll get a C. What's the worst that could happen, right? At least we won't get a 0 by not turning something in. That's what this feels like. Like when I was in college or high school and I'd scribble something the day before and just be like, well, at least it won't be a 0, you know? Here's another time they hang a lantern on stuff. The rules are muddy. Norville says that to Velma at the end of the first episode. And it's true. The rules are muddy. Not just the rules, the entire thing, all the dialogue, all the animation, the editing, the direction, the story, it's all muddy. And it's almost like they got to the end of writing this whole thing, or maybe even recording everything, or even animating it, and they went, oh shit, this is muddy. I know, we'll just have one of the characters say it, and then it'll be fine. It's self-referential. It's cool, it's hip, it's edgy. And look, frankly, you can do whatever you want. There's a way to do whatever kind of thing you want to do. There's nothing wrong with having complex rules or a convoluted narrative, but you have to do it in a way that feels intentional. If you don't, you end up with a product that feels like nobody cared to put any actual time or effort into it. And that's what we have here. So, have you watched Velma yet? What'd you think of it? I just cannot be f***ed to continue to watch this. My God, it seems so bad. I can't imagine a reception to the third episode or even the rest of the show that would come out that would make me change my mind and want to watch this some more. Holy God. It's got like a 1 out of 10 on IMDb. It's currently at 50% on Rotten Tomatoes for a critic score, but 6% audience score? Good Lord. People hate this. Let me know if I'm missing something. I mean, do you guys find it good? Do you guys find it bad? Has it just not been on your radar at all and you're like, not really feeling it, or what? It's amazing to me that this got greenlit. I don't understand. Anyway, I'm gonna go punch myself in the face now. If you'd like to get more news or reviews of your favorite entertainment, movies, comics, TV shows, listen to the Media Lunch Break wherever you get your podcasts. We put out a new episode every single Tuesday, so listen in, and thanks for watching. Oh, my pop filter is in the shot. Whatever, it's gone now.